Welcome to Funky Junk Inspiration. My name is Christy. I'd love it if you'd subscribe to my channel, and please remember to hit the bell so you get notifications. Today's playlist is sponsored by Take 5. Our hosts are Jeannie from Jeannie's Palette, Christy from Funky Junk Inspiration, and Mary from The Painted Peach. It's all about candy cane. DIY number 1. All right, you guys. Again, this is Christy from Funky Junk Inspiration. We're going to make a couple quick candy canes. I've seen this on Pinterest. I'm not positive where I've seen it, but I did see it over on Pinterest. Now what I'm going to use is I'm going to take some wire here, and I'm going to cut to the length of this Amazon packaging. Now this is 18 gauge wire. It is a little stiff. I think 16 gauge would work just as well. And we're going to make 2 candy canes. So I'm just cutting 2 pieces of wire here. And I'm going to kind of straighten them out as best I can. They don't have to be perfect. Okay, so I'm going to lay them on this bag. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this thing in half since we're going to make 2 of them. You cut it to however long you want. It looks like I'm probably about maybe 13, 14 inches long. I'm not positive. Okay, so here I am. I'm just going to roll that wire up into this bag. Now what I'm doing is, by using the baggie, is I'm making it kind of a thicker candy cane. But I'm using the wire so that it'll be bendable. I'm just going to take my hot glue, and I'm going to glue this side down here. Now if I have some edges that stick up, it's okay, because we're going to put some material or some ribbon around this here in a minute. So it will hold those pieces down. But here I'm going to glue a couple more spots here. And now we're going to just bend this over into the shape of a candy cane, into a hook shape. But you see how by using that envelope, it made that a little bit thicker than it would be if it was just that wire. Now last week, I think it was last week, I did another video. It's also on my page here, and it is all about candy canes also. And I did this with that same wire, but I used wooden beads and made the candy cane with that, and that turned out really cute also. It is located on my page if you wanted to go check that out. Okay, so here we go with the second one. We just rolled it up in there. I'm just kind of getting the edges rolled over and stuff like that. So, and we're going to bend this one into the shape of a candy cane also. Okay, so now we've got 2 candy canes here. Now I'm going to take this material here. I picked up this material at a antique shop. I think it was $1.50 for this piece. I'm going to cut over probably about 1.5 inches and tear this material here. I thought this was a cute material for this project because, you know, it's red and white. You know, we don't always have to be striped. We can do it however we wanted to do it. Now this project would be perfect with the hand spun, the homespun fabric, you know, that frays real easy. The only colors I had in that were fall colors. I didn't have any red and stuff. So I'm just wrapping this around here. I'm kind of going at an angle. I'm leaving some on the ends so that we'll be able to fold those over so that you don't see that bag. So I left it a little bit long on the ends, and I'm just gluing it down. Not a big deal. I'm not making a big fuss about what my glue looks like or anything like that. So right here, we're just going to pack that down in there, kind of like we would a Christmas present, just tucking in the ends. And we're going to do that on both ends. Looks like I needed to add a glue stick right there. So now this project or this video is sped up a little bit, so I don't really work quite this fast. Be nice if we could work this fast. Okay, so that one's all covered, and I'm just kind of forming it a little bit better. So we've got 1 candy cane. Let's go to the next one. Now this one, I'm going to use this ribbon here that it does have a wire, and it's a very thin wire, so it bends real easy. It looks like I got the whole spool for $2. Probably Dollar General, maybe Family Dollar. I'm not positive where I got it, but because I've had it for probably over a year. And I'm just going to kind of wrap this around. Now this is striped like a candy cane would be, but I'm not trying to make a big deal about how much I overlap each time or if there's wrinkles or anything like that. I'm just covering the brown paper right there. So we're going to cut that, and then we're going to glue it, and we're going to cover the ends also. Okay, so we have our cute little candy canes here, and they're a little bit off screen. I apologize about that, but I think they turned out really cute. Now this would be a fun spot here to do some embellishment on these candy canes. We could make some tags, we could put some bows, we could hang bells, we could do all kinds of fun things. This first one right here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this jute. Now this jute that I have is very thin, it's not very thick. I would rather have a little bit thicker of jute, but I'm just going to wrap it around here, and I'm going the opposite direction that I went the ribbon. I'm going to get up there at the top, I'm going to go back down to the bottom on that side. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back up about halfway, and then I'm going to tie it right there. Now, why I did that, I don't know. That's just what I did. I was thinking about putting a bow right there, but I ended up just stopping there. I put a little bit of glue just so that it would stay, and then we'll cut that little excess off. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this jute right here, and I'm going to wrap it around my fingers to make it a little bow. So it's got some, little loopy loops on there. And we're just going to take a piece of the jute and we're going to tie it in the center. This is just a very simple bow. Like I said, we could make some tags, a cute little tag that maybe coffee dyed or something like that hanging on here that maybe says candy cane or Merry Christmas or whatever would also be cute. These are cute little things to make, very cheap to make, very inexpensive and very easy to make. That would be very cute embellishments on top of presents, or hooked to the side of a gift bag or something like that. The other thing that's awesome about this kind of thing is it's kind of a stash buster. So if you have some scrap ribbon, you have some scrap material to do it with. We always have the Amazon bags hanging around. This is a piece of ribbon that I had from another project right here that I just took, did the awareness ribbon type of bow on it, dovetailed the ends, tied it in the center with some of that jute. And all I'm going to do is tie it on this candy cane right here. And it's just kind of cute. With the gold and stuff, I think it dresses it up just a little bit, so maybe it doesn't look so, a primitive type of look. Like maybe I'm going to put a button right here in the center. Again, a tag, anything. Stuff hanging from it, whatever. But right here we've got two sweet little candy canes. Very simple, very easy. Right here I'm showing you I could hang that little tag on there or whatever. But I think they turned out really cute. Okay, so let's start DIY number 2 for the candy cane collaboration. Okay, I'm going to take this sponge right here and I'm just going to cut it. I'm just going to cut me a piece of it off because I am going to stain this board right here. I love using Minwax water-based stain. You can get it tinted in about 200 different colors. This happens to be the Barn Red, which is a color that they sell that's already done. And I'm just going to use this sponge right here to do that. I usually use staining sponges, but I'm out of them. And, this is just the car wash sponges. I think you can get them at Dollar Tree, different places like that. This pack that I got was a pack of, I think, 6 of them for $9 from Menards. And then I'm just going to toss that. I'm just going to throw that away. I'm not going to try to save it or anything like that. Now I'm just going to kind of wipe my hands a little bit just so that I don't have that red stain and get it all over the place. Now I'm going to give this a quick dry because we need to remember that red stain is got a lot of dye in it. Okay, red anything does. And when you try to put white on top of red, a lot of times your white will turn pink. Now, since this is a water-based stain, I'm going to be reactivating it, so that can make it even worse. So we want to make sure that it's dry. Ideally, you should probably let it sit for a couple days and let that stain cure. But, you know, who's got time for that? So now we're going to put this stencil on here. My stencils are from Essential Stencil. If you're interested in purchasing or checking out their website, if you purchase and you use the code FunkyJunk at checkout, all one word, you will save 10%. And of course, that's an ambassador link, so you that will help me out a little bit also. So go check them out. They have all different kinds of different stencils. I love them. They're nice and thick. They're easy to clean, easy to work with, and they make it look like you are very artistic with the awesome designs and stuff that they have. Now, these two stencil projects are older stencils. They're not from the new line, but you can look them up. I would just type in candy cane and see what comes up. Okay, so here is the 6x6 stencil. I don't want to do the border. I just want the words Candy Cane Lane on here. Now I just put a little bit of paint on my brush, offloaded a little bit, ran it over the paper towel. I'm not worried about getting every nook and cranny. I just wanted to say Candy Cane Lane right there. So we're just kind of going over that. I like to go in a swirling motion. Remember, if you're gritting your teeth, you're pushing down too hard. So I like the way that looks. If you would like to be a little bit darker, lay that down, put a second coat on. It's always better to put multiple coats on than to try to get it the color that you want in just one coat. I'm going to dry that just because I don't want to lay that stencil on there and cause myself to smear that other paint. Now, what I was saying there is you could go in and your bridges and fill in all your bridges on that if you want to. Now, I end up doing that here on the candy cane part, but I did not do that on the words. Now, if you notice here, I was pointing out, you know, that we've got the ribbon, we have the ivy, we have the, I guess it's holly. I keep calling it ivy, but it's holly. And we have the berries. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover the whole stencil project in white. Now, what is that going to do? Okay, well, we're going to get our white stripes on our candy cane. But by going white underneath where we're going to put the holly and the... Sorry about that. My dog happened to bark, so I needed to edit that off of here. So anyway, I'm going to do the white, and the reason I'm going to do it under the holly and all that stuff is that's going to make that green really jump out and be really bright on there. Same thing with the red for the bow and the berries. If I did it right over the red, it could tint or change a little bit of the color of the green that we're going to put on there. So if you notice, I just showed you what it looked like so far, and we're just going along there. I am just covering the whole thing with the stencil. You notice I'm offloading and going to my rag at the same time, and we're just going to get this covered right here. Now you need to be kind of careful with the holly because it has that bridge that runs up right through the center right there. And that will move over because that is long and skinny. So you want to make sure you go nice and easy and go over the top of that. Okay, and that way you don't move it over and get paint in that line. Now, if you do, don't make a big deal. You can get that off with an X-Acto knife by sanding it a little bit or whatever. Now, what we're going to end up doing is we're going to outline a little bit of this project, so that'll look a little bit different. Now, I'm going to take my red paint. Now, I like to use my paint that are in the FIFO bottles is Rust-Oleum chalked paint. I purchased that at Menards. You can also get it on Amazon. And I like to buy that. You buy it, and it's almost a quart, and then I put it in the FIFO bottles, which is a little bit of a savings rather than buying the smaller bottles. And it is excellent chalk paint. I like the thickness of it. It's not too thick, but it's also not real thin. If you want it a little thinner, you could water it down if you were wanting to go over some stuff. Okay, so here I'm going to show you, I'm going to tape off a few little spots because I don't want to get the green on the white of the candy cane. So I'm taping, I'm holding the cardboard, I'm doing all kinds of things there. And here we go, just going over the green where the white was, and again, being very careful with that center bridge right there. And as I go, I tape a little bit more different areas and stuff, just because my main concern is not going over the white on the candy cane. Okay, I want to take a couple minutes here and thank the Take 5 collaborators again, and I hope that you will subscribe to everyone's channel. Make sure you check out all the collaborators in the playlist today, and please like and make a little comment. That does help us get our videos out into the universe. If you see what you like, please subscribe to their channels, and make sure you hit the little bell to get notifications when they have new videos out. Okay, it looks like we got all that taken care of, so we're going to lift our stencil and look and see what we think here. Now, I missed a little spot right there, but as you can see, the red berries and the ribbon kind of all blend together. We're going to fix that here in a second. I'm going to drop that stencil back down, and I wanted to go back over the candy cane real quick so that it stands out a little bit more. And you don't have to do this. You can if you want. But like I said, when you're stenciling, multiple layers is better than trying to get it the color you want all at the beginning. So we're just going to do that right here. All right, so as you can see, that white is a lot brighter now. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're kind of looking at this and seeing how it kind of blends together. Okay, I'm going to end up getting out a paintbrush, and we're going to go around the edges, fill in the bridges around that bow. Okay, so you can see I'm just kind of going along there. I'm getting where that white was showing with the red paint, and just kind of filling that in. Now, what I end up doing is I end up grabbing my paint markers, and I end up outlining the bow and the berries. So I didn't really need to do what I just did, but I did do that. So now we're just going to take this paint marker, and if you'll see here, I'm just going to go around the edge of the bow right there, just so that it kind of pops. Okay, so I'm going to speed this up because I don't think you want to watch me outline this whole thing, but that's what I'm doing here with the black marker. I'm also going to make kind of the folds on the bows so you can see that. What I end up also doing is I end up going around the holly also so that it jumps out and stands out on the project. Okay, as you can see here by outlining that, that really makes this really stand out. Now, I could go and outline all the way around on the candy cane also, but I don't know. I kind of like it like that, like it is there. So I think we're going to leave it alone and stop with the marker there. Now what I am going to do is I'm going to go in and I'm going to fill in these bridges around the candy cane. I could go do the letters also, which I talked about a little bit ago. I don't do that normally, but I could if we wanted to do the letters too. But I ended up not doing that. I just went around the candy cane here. Now remember, I'm putting this light wet paint on, so it's going to show a little bit different, but when it dries, it'll all blend together. I also will take a little bit of some sandpaper and very lightly go over the top of my project. I like to do that so that it seems like the paint is in the wood and not sitting on top of the wood. And I like the way that ends up turning out right there. So as you can see, our cute little door hanger, our Candy Cane Lane door hanger, turned out really kind of cute, I thought. Now make sure you dry it because your paint markers take a little bit longer to dry, and you definitely don't want to smear, black across the front of your project there. But I think both these projects turned out really, really cute, and I hope that you will subscribe to my channel. And here comes the finished projects right here. Again, I am Funky Junk Inspiration, and I appreciate you being here and watching this. And again, I'd love it if you'd subscribe and make sure you hit that little bell. Bye-bye.